What up, world? It's your boy Walters. For those of you who don't know who the hell Walters is, I am a podcast host of a fantasy football league, and right across from me, I have Garlic here, who runs the Hidden Oaks podcast.
Are you kidding me?
Give fuck, Josh.
All right.
I'm just kidding. I got Josh sitting next to me, who does pretty much all of the work on the Hidden Oaks podcast.
There we go.
And then I got Garlic, who's got the sexy voice over there.
That's
Ladies.
Yep. So if everybody's wondering what's going on, especially in the Hidden Oaks world, we have two podcasts coming together into one to make a podcast baby.
Some would say the most ambitious crossover event in the history of podcasts.
Oh yeah.
We're certainly bigger than Infinity War.
Correct.
Yep.
If iHeartMedia ever got a hold of this, we would definitely win the award for best crossover mashup podcast ever of all time.
I mean, we are to you. We are on iHeart.
Yeah, we are distributed on iHeartRadio, so.
You got to be fucking kidding me, right?
No.
No, we're actually on iHeart.
We've probably never had a listen on iHeartRadio, but we're distributed on there.
Okay. So Josh, you came up with the most amazing podcast title ever. Would you share it with us since you came up with
yeah. I mean, it's Victoria's Secret podcast minus Alex, and the Hidden Oaks podcast. So we are the Victorious Oaks' Hidden Secret podcast today.
Boom.
I like it.
Boom. I love it.
I like it. Much better than general fantasy segment.
So one thing I wanted to bring up quick, that I am never, ever against making fun of Alex. Alex is in Orlando, Tampa Bay, somewhere down in Florida area, and he's not here and not able to do the podcast. For those that don't know, Garlic, weren't you down in like Florida or some shit like that like a month ago? And you brought all of your recording shit to do a podcast, and you called Josh on the phone and talked to Josh for an hour on the phone while doing your podcast.
That is true. I did do that.
That is dedication right there. So, Alex, where's the dedication, bro? Seriously, what? I mean, you got to get your priorities in line here.
What are the odds he even listens?
Well, he'll listen because it's his little baby. So
I guess.
he cannot not listen. So
Hi, Al.
So everybody, I'm Ryan Walters. I am part of the Victoria's Secret Fantasy Football League. Every week I mention that the Victorious POD is your self-proclaimed official podcast of the Victoria's Secret Fantasy Football League. Garlic, you have mentioned me many times on your podcast, and I appreciate that very much.
Mm-hmm.
So your listeners, all 30 million of them who listen.
30 million. That seems about right. Maybe a little low.
Minus 29,999,999.
The people who want to know who Ryan Walters is and what he sounds like, this is what you got. How are you fellas doing tonight?
Grand.
Yeah.
I've had 2 beers since we started.
Here's a third. I wasn't planning on drinking all 2.
All right.
You've already finished your 2 beers?
We took
Jesus,
like 15
Josh.
minutes.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
We forget that Josh is like a fan of Green Bay, so he's essentially, even though he wasn't born in Wisconsin or from Wisconsin, he's like Wisconsin. All they do in Wisconsin is drink beer. So it's no surprise that
Josh
Josh
can
is
put
already
down
down
beer
with
when he
beers.
needs to.
I got that bionic liver going.
Must be nice.
Josh is in the company of not one but 2 people who drafted Le'Veon Bell in the first round.
Yeah.
Do we want to get into this? Do we want to roll into our football news real quick?
Well, we usually do, yeah. We do the football news first
Well,
on
I'm going
ours.
to interrupt you real quick. Just for anyone the 2 people that listen to our podcast, make sure to check the description below for the segment times. This podcast is going to be a little long. There's going to certainly be some information you don't care about. So feel free to skip around. Look in the description below for those timestamps. Thank you. I love you.
And for those of you who are listening to the Victoria's Secret podcast, we are the Hidden Oaks Overdose podcast.
It's true.
Hidden Oaks OD, Hood. We have a email, hiddenoaksoverdose@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, believe it or not.
Facebook.com
as well as
HoodPod.
as well as iHeartMedia, Spotify, Pandora, and
We're not on Pandora.
we aren't?
No, we're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, and Google Play.
Yeah, and your Christmas list.
Yeah, correct.
So since I forgot to introduce your guys' podcast, I feel absolutely terrible.
I stepped up for you.
No, that's right, yeah.
It's a lot going on. This is the first time we're doing this. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just going to throw it to our business segment real quick because you guys were throwing out everything that you wanted to throw out.
How is business?
Well, hold on. Let's go here and find out.
First and foremost, we have to ask, how's business?
Bowman.
How's business? And then I figured that maybe I ought to come in here and try to help sell some stuff. Actually, maybe somebody will purchase something since we haven't made a profit in over 2 years and my ex-husband is determined to steal all my money.
The buyer sometimes would ask me. If the appraiser showed up, he would ask me. If the plumber showed up, he would ask me. The question was always, how's business, Mike?
How's business?
Booming!
Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes. Working jobs we hate, so we can buy shit we don't need.
Show me the buyer!
That is by far my favorite sound bit I have ever made.
I was just going to say, as soon as you hit play, the proud smirk on your face, it was, I don't want to say intoxicating, but I was like, that's a man who was proud of himself right there.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I just want to mention our sponsors right now. Today we're drinking Coors Light, so that is a sponsor. Usually we would have Mountain Dew, but Mountain Dew is not being drank today. But we got an Arnie Palmer over there.
Strawberry.
Sounds great. I would like to thank Garlic as one of our sponsors. He has thrown... if you were to go to a local sub restaurant here in the Twin Cities, you could buy a foot long with this way back when.
Mm-hmm.
Is
back
there
when a pedophile was still their sponsor, yeah.
Hershey's is sponsoring us today. And what kind of beef and meat sticks do we got over there?
I don't fucking
Delicious.
know. We're going to say Country Fresh Meats.
Okay.
Which is I'm going to guess a Quick Trip brand. So I always stop at Quick Trip on the way to Josh's house. Luckily, there's a Quick Trip right in the corner here on the way to your house. So tradition stands. Thank you, Quick Trip.
If you guys haven't mentioned it already, if anybody ever wanted to contact you guys, the best way to do it is to contact you at hiddenoaksoverdose@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
We can send you love emails, hate emails. We could even, if we wanted to, we could try and dupe you into, fraudulent business, whatever.
Yep. I might know a prince of some African country who is looking to move some coin.
When it comes to donations, we accept everything. We'll accept paper money, coins. We'll accept
Bitcoin,
cryptocurrency. Absolutely, crypto is fantastic. We also accept Venmo funds. I mean, any sort of type of money that is good, we'll take it. Alex tells me that it's not good to be a beggar, but spread the love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
By the way, shout out to Chris Hockey. Thank you.
Yeah. Chris Hockey, he likes to spend money, doesn't he?
He does.
He does.
How do you think we're on Spotify?
Okay. All right. If you want to get a hold of the Victorious POD, you can check us out on Twitter at Victorious POD. That is the best spot to check out all of our standings, power rankings, random fantasy football stats, and league news. You can also tweet us or DM us, whatever you want. Last week, we had Sidebets. Week 10 Flexual Healing. It was the highest scoring flex. The winner was Ryan. He had Anthony Miller, who had 18.2 points. How about you guys? You guys do Sidebets. I know that.
We did. Thank you, Tyler, for letting us steal that idea. We had Brad win with Shady McCoy. Yeah, we're in a PPR league, too. So Victoria's Secret, I know we're at league standard, so points are going to be different if we're talking players at some point. But Shady McCoy put up 24.8 in our league, and that was the best flex. Congratulations,
Brad. This coming week, we have 30, Flirty, and Thriving. So the starting player closest to 30 points over or under will take the cake this week. We were going to get into something, but I can't remember what we were going to get. Oh, NFL news. Let's get into some NFL news. What's going on? Le'Veon Bell, he's not reporting. What the fuck? I'm pissed. First round pick. Garlic, what number did you draft him in the first?
Number 2.
Okay, I'm a little bit better than you at number 4, but holy hell. Lev Bell, not playing. Kind of sad.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I am the smartest one in the room.
Why? Just because you didn't draft him?
Yeah, I passed someone twice.
Well,
Well, I didn't. He didn't. Get
are you the only one
Yeah,
with a
go
college?
fuck yourself.
Are you the only one with a college degree?
No, Garlic has his master's. So.
Oh, okay.
It's true.
Well, I don't have one, so yeah.
Hey, man.
default, I'm the dumbest here.
It's all right. You don't need it. You've got a house. I live with my dad, so I don't know. You have a fiance, and I have
hand.
Right, a laptop and lotion. So we're all winners and losers in our own way, Walters.
Yeah, but right now the aloe tissues are on sale, so you have a
I'm waiting
passionate
for
lover.
Black Friday, my friend. They go even cheaper.
Oh my God.
One thing I want to mention is the Blaine Bengals, currently 10-0, heading into the semifinals for the state. Just throwing that out there.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
You realize that half the people that listen to this podcast go to Coon Rapids, right?
Well, half
mean,
the
they
people that
go to
listen
Coon
are in
Rapids, or they-
Latvia.
How many supers are in front of that senior? They still go to Coon Rapids?
I don't know.
Or they went?
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Just saying, baby. 10-0. We play Eden Prairie tomorrow night at the bank. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go 7 p.m. Be there or be square.
Now these guys are just kids. I'm a little bit older, so I can separate
Kids?
myself. Yeah, I'm gonna wish the Blaine Bengals luck, just because I wish every team good luck. Though, I mean, these are kids
The
going
Packers
to.
appreciate it.
Yeah, well, if you get a chance to make it to the state championship, you're doing pretty well, and that's pretty exciting. Something I never was able to do. So good luck to everybody in the state tournament. Josh, what else is going on for NFL news?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely didn't pull that up. I thought we were going to skip it
Oh
because we
my
already had a
God.
lot going on.
Okay, well that's fine. We can. Let's talk about our favorite teams then.
That's what I thought we were replacing it with.
Okay. No, that's fine. Minnesota and Denver were both on a bye this week, so they did not play.
We didn't lose.
They did not
Didn't
lose.
win.
Go fuck yourself.
I'll tell you who did lose though. New England lost. And can somebody tell me why is it New England always loses to shitty teams? Like what's going on in New England? I don't get it. I mean, would you consider Tennessee a shitty team?
I want to say Belichick does it to lose on purpose and throw people off the scent, honestly. I don't know. The man's
I
smarter
would
than
not be surprised.
all of the other 31 coaches combined. So
Really? That's an interesting take. I've never.
it's a tinfoil hat theory, certainly, but
Okay. All right. So you think that he throws a game just to make people think, what the hell is going on, because with the talent they have and the leadership that they have, obviously they should be able to steamroll pretty much through every week, right?
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, obviously the Patriots have gotten a lot of trouble over the years. I mean, you got Spygate, you got
Deflategate.
Deflategate, and all the other gates in the middle. So losing like 4 or 5 games a year to shitty teams will definitely throw people off your scent. Going 16-0 every year is suspicious. So
Okay. I don't really know too much. If you've heard, I don't have a chance to watch that much football. Number one, I don't know. I don't know why I don't watch as much football as I used to anymore. But this last weekend I was hunting, so I was not around to see a lot of football being played. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about with New England and Tennessee?
did you get any deers?
Our party got.
Okay,
There was-
I don't.
I did not shoot. I did
There we
not
go.
shoot any deer. I did not. No, I sat out in the cold and froze my ass off all weekend.
I just remember watching the box score of this game and going, did they get it wrong? Are they backwards?
Is ESPN drunk?
Yeah.
Are they? It's kind of like the Gopher game
Against,
against Purdue. It's like ESPN, you're drunk, go home.
But, I mean, yeah, they lose a couple good games, or a couple games to bad teams every year, it seems. I don't know about throwing them off the scent. I just feel like Belichick doesn't care. They sit there and they watch Tommy Boy on repeat during the meetings instead.
Okay, let's talk about the Packer game. Josh, I know you're a huge Packer fan, so why don't you talk a little bit about what happened with your Packers this past weekend?
They kick some ass.
Okay.
31-12 over Miami. Mike McCarthy must have taken a sick day and let someone else decide personnel because Aaron Jones actually ran the football. Something that a lot of fans have been clamoring for weeks. As you can see in the notes that I have for the show, I texted it to the GroupMe chat, and no one actually responded, which I'm surprised. I said Aaron Jones is better than Dalvin Cook. Changed my mind. And honestly, this is not a knock on Cook, but so far in their careers, definitely had a better career so far, I would say. Obviously, Cook had that ACL tear, which, not a good thing. But I have some very basic stats. I think Cook's a better receiver. I will say that because Jones has a lot of drops. Cook is a much better receiver. But in 8 career games, Cook has started in 7, 120 rushes for 541 yards, which is a 4.5 yards an average, for 2 touchdowns. Jones in 19 career games, but he's only started in 8. I mean, he was injured and suspended for a couple of them. Has 154 carries for 942 yards, a 6.1 yards per average, and 8 touchdowns. So, I mean, so far, okay, so
Statistically,
I'm on my third beer
is
here
it like
already.
your
So
third hundredth or your third hundredth?
I'm on my 500th beer right now.
I remember this debacle with the 500.
Yeah,
it is the 500th. Sorry.
But yeah, no, I mean, right now, I'm not to say that Jones is going to have a better career, but right now, if in fantasy, since this is supposed to be a fantasy relevant podcast, I would rather have Aaron Jones on my team than Dalvin Cook.
Oh, shocking.
Change my mind.
Okay, so
Oh, you're absolutely right.
I'm not good
And the
at
second
arguing.
Alex listens to this podcast,
He's shutting it off.
Oh God, yes.
It's
off. The group me chat's blowing up. There's a poll. How stupid is Josh? 9 to 10. 9 being super stupid, 10 being beyond stupid.
I would say the
Is
only
that what Alex sounds like?
the only argument I have is, and I'm sure you've already stated this, it's just the discrepancy in the number of games that Aaron Jones has played compared to Dalvin Cook. If you want to take numbers just straight up of what he's done on average, Jones is better. He has more touchdowns. His yards per attempt is better. But I would like to think from a talent standpoint, I think Dalvin Cook, his ceiling for actual physical talent is higher than what Aaron Jones could provide. That being said, Aaron Jones is the best running back in Green Bay, and if he's going to score you fantasy points, then I would start him. It's no different than any other player. If you're looking for fantasy output, you have to put physical and real NFL experience and potential to the side. It's just like the quarterback argument that I've had. You know, there are some absolutely terrible NFL quarterbacks like
Aaron Rodgers.
no, not Aaron Rodgers, but Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is a fantasy powerhouse, but he is terrible at regular NFL football, at least in my opinion.
Yes.
So I get it. If Aaron Jones is going to bring you to the championship, then you absolutely have to play him.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's the Jameis of running backs.
Okay. No, I wouldn't either. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make that type of comparison.
This 19 career games is kind of misleading because the only reason Cook has 8 is because he was put on IR. Jones missed last season or second half of last season with MCL injuries.
Okay.
So there were games where he only had 4 carries, 3 carries. I think he had 3 games with 2 carries. He had games with 0 carries that counted, whereas Cook, since he was on IR, they didn't count. So it's a little bit misleading, but with the starts, that's why I included the starts in the data. I'm not saying that longevity-wise Jones is going to be better than Cook, but I mean Cook's already missed time this year to injury. Garlic got into an argument about injury prone early on.
I was gonna make the argument. I was gonna say to you, Josh, not that it's relevant for the podcast because it won't help, but I was gonna compare Dalvin Cook to the Aaron Rodgers conversation I was having earlier this year with you. Like Dalvin Cook, sure he's good, or he can be good, but on the field, he's never on the field. So
right. I don't know. It's not a big deal. Obviously, if someone said they like Dalvin Cook more than Aaron Jones, I wouldn't say anything except you're wrong. But
I mean, they can like him more. To say he's better might be different.
Yeah.
I would say if both are on the field and both are healthy, who would you rather have? I mean, I think that's what it comes down to.
Based on ideal circumstances or based on the NFL like today? Because I think the Packers have a better O-line and a better quarterback.
Then
that's
what we're talking about.
Aaron Jones then, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Dalvin Cook hasn't shown us what he can.
I'm going to go out and can I make a bold statement early on in the podcast? Even though we're probably already half an hour in and I already hate it. Aaron Jones is going to be a league winner.
Okay.
I think Jordan's going to win the league because of him.
Okay.
There you go. Love you, Jordan.
I think that's going to wrap up NFL news and our favorite teams.
Not the whole podcast?
Not the whole podcast. Sorry, Josh. This coming week, Green Bay plays the Seattle Seahawks of Anaheim tomorrow night at 7:20. Denver plays the Chargers on Sunday at 3:25. Minnesota plays Chicago Sunday night in Chicago at 7:30. And New England's on a bye this week. I'm ready for some fucking football. Let's go.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, so with all 4 minutes that you watch this week, what do you hoping happens?
Green Bay loses, Denver loses, Minnesota wins, and New England blows up.
Blows up, huh?
Yeah, like the stadium. No, I'm just kidding.
Gillette Stadium, just gone.
So we're doing a podcast with a terrorist.
Right. One more.
I'm just kidding. I like to do that because I like to rattle Jack's cage.
But he's not a New England fan. Didn't you hear?
He's not?
He's a Rams/Chiefs fan this year.
Oh. I wish I could bandwagon jump like Jack.
Here's a hot take. Jack is easily rattled, so I don't know if it takes much.
All right, we're going to get into our Survivor spread here real quick. Last week, Alex picked Washington versus Tampa Bay +3. He got that one correct. He got 16 points. Dave Souson, the celebrity shot for me, he picked New Orleans -6 versus Cincinnati. That one was correct. I didn't write down the score, but I got 31 points out of that one. So that brings the total score to Alex has 63 points positive, and I have -60 points. This week, Alex is picking Tampa Bay versus, I got it here. He wants to take the hometown team. He is taking, I'm sorry, where did it go? Oh, here we go. He is picking Tampa Bay at the New York Giants. Las Vegas has Tampa Bay at +1.5. So Alex is taking him +1.5. And then I am actually taking Minnesota at Chicago. Minnesota is +2.5 at Chicago, and I think Minnesota will definitely, they will either win that game or they will lose by less than 2.5 points. So those are. I haven't picked Minnesota, and I think this is a good week for it. So, that is that. Do you guys have locks and upsets that you guys want to do?
Yeah. Did you do yours, Josh?
Of course I did mine. You actually took my upset.
I saw that I entered mine first. I was like, fuck you,
first
Josh.
Off, you did not, because my work computer does not save my progress half the time. And I entered mine in, and I had Green Bay at Seattle. And so I don't mind it. I had a backup just in case. But it took me forever to enter my stud dud for that too. But yeah, we do have our locks upsets. Garlic, do you remember yours?
Yep. My lock is going to be New Orleans over Philly. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, right, Josh?
Yeah.
All right. And then my upset is, like Josh already ruined the surprise, I'm taking Green Bay to beat Seattle tomorrow night.
Yep. My lock was the Chargers over Denver. Sorry, Katie. And my upset was Washington over Houston. We're not math majors, so we don't do this point spread.
Yeah. Josh proposed that at the beginning of the year, and I said, no, I'll just pick win or lose.
Yeah, so we're doing it that way. Right now, our leaderboard is set at, and I don't even think I updated the numbers.
It's like 12 to 9.5. I think we each took a point.
It's 11 to 9.5. I didn't take a point.
No points left. Get fucked, Josh. I'm coming back.
Yep.
Sorry.
So, yeah, that's our segment.
Do you guys know of any team name updates you guys have in your league?
We don't do that segment. That's stupid.
Not only do we not do that segment, you don't have to insult their segment, Josh. I like it very much, but I don't think anyone has changed their league name within the last month and a half in India.
Oh, no, hang on. Nikita changed hers from Team Bunker to Team Mitchell at the beginning of the season.
Was that at the beginning of the season? She did that. I'm pretty sure she did that last year, mid-season, right after you got married.
No, it was the beginning of this season. Was it that?
I think it might have been at the draft this year. I was like, oh, you're still Team Bunker.
It was at the draft this year.
There you go. And that concludes team
name update.
So I haven't listened to the last podcast. I understood Jack's, but that's a stretch.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
definitely.
Did you guys talk about that?
I was not a part of the last podcast, and I have not talked with Alex about how that is a stretch. I looked at his name. I'm like, that is really wordy, and like the last part is like San Doiliego. Like that's. I don't think that really. Jack, I will give you credit for trying, but I've seen better out of you.
A for effort, F for execution. They did talk about it, since apparently I'm the only one that listened to the Victorious pod last week. They did talk about it, and they said it was a stretch. Both Al and Asian Dave, as I recall.
So, I don't know what you guys normally have coming up next, but we're going to be rolling into Week 10.
Do you have any team name updates for your league?
And that concludes team name update.
So, no.
No, there were no.
Well, hang on. Ask again. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I was like, did you just update one?
Breaking news.
Mine's still team name update.
I like it.
Yep.
I like that a lot. So last week, week 10, in the Victorious POD, the pickup of the week last week was Katie. She had Baker Mayfield that she picked up and played. Jordan was a close second with Blake Bortles, but it didn't work out for him. So congratulations, Katie. I don't have an unlucky drop of the week. We we can go into our matchup recaps quick if we want to. I don't know if do you guys go through all three of your guys' leagues at once? Okay.
Just really quick. Well, we do them league by league.
Are you interested in doing like a this or that for fantasy players? Because normally before recaps we do a fantasy segment.
Yeah, you guys can do that. I'll let you guys.
No, you can be. I included you on our spreadsheet.
I didn't look at any of that. So.
No, we don't. It's a this or that. So it's a I know the people, but you guys don't.
Okay.
And so you have to kind of. It's a speed segment.
That'll be at the end. Do you want to do studs and duds real quick, and then we'll do this or that? Josh?
Yeah, we can do studs or duds.
Studs or duds. Let's go.
Josh, go first because I don't remember mine.
My stud this week, mostly because and Jack, I know you listen because you comment on Friday morning at about 8:15, almost every single time.
To the Hidden Oaks?
No. To your podcast.
Okay, yeah, Victoria's Spirit, yeah.
My stud is DJ, and it's David Johnson, obviously.
Okay.
Not because of standard scoring, but for PPR. He had a ton of targets last week. He's projected 19.9. I think he's going to actually beat that. And then just for the sake of beating you, I really hope he really beats 19.9 in standard. My dud for the week is Big Ben away at Jacksonville. He's projected 18.6. Also, Walters, can I eat these?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
okay, sorry. Josh. I bring Walter's food as our gracious host, and you just steal it from his...
I've had 3 beers in a bagel all day.
That's your problem. Why the fuck did you eat lunch?
And this is my solution.
Can I just have one of the cheese sticks?
Oh, absolutely. You can have 2. You're going to have the beef stick and the cheese stick if you want.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Sharing is caring.
While I'm eating this wonderful beef stick from Josh, I'm going to name my stud for the week.
Oh, okay.
I haven't opened the package. How are you eating the beef? Oh. Why are you under the table?
My stud for the week is going to be Nyheim Hines. I think they are going to have a bounce back week, even though that Marlon Mack is still playing. I think Nyheim Hines is going to have a fantastic week. I just have a feeling. I have what you call a sixth sense. Comments, questions, concerns?
No, I mean that seems like a decent pick. I had no real comments.
Okay. I just wanted to go with like more of a backup player, somebody who's not really in the limelight.
That's what I did.
I think Nyheim Hines. Yeah, I think Nyheim Hines is going to outscore his projection of 6.3 points in standard scoring.
So that was your stud. Do you have a dud by chance or no?
Yeah. My dud this week is going to be Calvin Ridley.
Ooh.
I think Julio and Sanu are due, even though Julio has been looking up lately. Calvin Ridley this week, he's projected 6.8 points in standard scoring. I'm not sure what it would be in PPR for you guys, but I just think Dallas's defense can be a little underrated. So
I can see that. So for my stud this week, I got so we talked about it. I don't think we've talked about it yet, but I wanted to mention in the next games, I'm really excited for the Chiefs-Rams game this week. Like overly excited, like little child excited, because that's just 2 high-power offenses. Hopefully should be a shootout. But anyways, my stud this week going into that will be Goff, because I just think the Chiefs' defense has been pretty weak, at least in the secondary this year. So hopefully Sean McVay will scheme him up a bunch of touchdowns, a bunch of deep throws. And then my dud this week is going to be James Conner, coming off a concussion. He's projected 22, and then that's in full PPR. But I don't know. I just see him having a more down week. Plus, they're playing Jacksonville, and Jacksonville has owned that team the last 2 or 3 times they've played. So, I mean, it could go the other way. Jacksonville is certainly on the slide this year, but if it's not, then Conner will be a passing back only if they're playing from behind.
I wonder how many cars they're burning in Jacksonville right now. Just how shitty their season has gone.
It's not great. I mean, let's all keep in mind, Jacksonville has been shitty for years and years. They had 1 or 2 good years, and now they're back to where they were. So that's pretty standard for Jacksonville.
Nikita didn't, since Garlic didn't post anything on Facebook, Nikita hasn't commented. She commented last week. She actually got both of her projections right for studs and duds. As far as differential goes, it wasn't a great difference in both of them, but she got them right. So congrats, wifey.
Way to plug the wife, Josh.
She hasn't given a stud or dud, but I'm just going to go ahead and project that since we're playing each other this week, her stud is her entire roster, and her dud is my entire roster.
Her stud would be Antonio Brown, I guarantee it.
Yeah, no, weeks 1 through 13, 1 through 17, whatever, Antonio Brown.
Sweet. That's studs and duds. What was coming up next before we go into?
It's Josh just calls it this or that.
Oh, yeah,
it's
this or
just
that.
it's supposed to be a real quick segment. He gives you 2 names, you pick one. Don't think about it. Don't elaborate that much. Maybe a sentence if you're feeling crazy.
Okay.
And so we go through the positions. And so this week, since we're doing a special podcast, figured we'd do a special segment and do NFC North, NFC North A or Bs, this or that.
NFC North and their matchups because you have a bunch of Seahawks in there.
So first off, QBs, Wilson versus Green Bay or Trubisky versus Minnesota? At Minnesota.
Garlic, you can go first.
All right, I'll take Russell.
I'm going to take Russell as well. I think that's a no-brainer.
I'm going to take Russell as well. Running backs, Jones at Seattle or Cook at Chicago?
That's Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones.
All right, I was going to go Jones as well. RB2, Mike Davis versus Green Bay or Latavius Murray at Chicago?
Mike Davis.
Latavius.
Wide receivers, I'm doing something different. So usually we do 2 if you've listened.
Okay.
This week we're doing 3.
Pick 3 of all these options.
Pick 3 of all of these options. Thielen, Diggs, Adams, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, MVS, Baldwin, Lockett, A-Rob, or Anthony Miller. A-Rob is not Anthony.
Allen
Robinson.
Allen Robinson?
Robinson.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to pick Thielen, Diggs. Am I picking the two
Nope,
tandems?
you're just
No.
picking
You're
one.
just picking. So Thielen
okay.
or Diggs or Adams. Yep.
Out of all 3 of those, so I'm going to pick Diggs over Thielen this week.
No, you can pick.
And you could
3
pick
of all 6,
Right.
Or 3 of all of them listed.
So you could take Thielen and Diggs if you want. It's just 3 of those 6. It doesn't matter what team they're on or.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. I want Thielen and Diggs against the secondary of Chicago, and then I'm going to take Devontae Adams against Seattle. Did I do that right?
Yep.
Did you pick 2?
I picked. I picked 3.
You picked
Okay.
3.
Thielen, Diggs, and
I'll be
and
honest,
Adams.
guys. I'm coasting through this week. I'm usually in charge, and this week I got only my phone, so I'm dazing through this one. I'm going to take Adams. I'll take Diggs. And Josh, did you list Lions receivers or no? Because I'm going to take Kenny Golladay.
I did not list Lions.
I'm breaking the rules, and I'm taking Kenny Golladay.
All right.
Josh, what were your picks out of those?
I took Adams, Thielen, and I actually went with MVS.
Okay.
If I had to play by the rules, my third would be Allen Robinson over Kenny Golladay, but just saying.
All right. Yeah, so, and then, I suppose for flex, we're going to do tight ends. Rudolph, Graham, or Burton?
Burton.
I'll also do Burton.
I'll also do Burton.
Samesies.
All right.
Yeah.
And that concludes team name update.
Kickers. I pick Parkey.
Do you? Is this to go through the goalpost or to hit the uprights?
Loudest thud on the goalpost.
Loudest thud. I'll take Parkey as well then. Holy shit.
All right, that was this or that. Let's get into last week. Matchup recaps. Here in the Victorious POD, every week we go through our matchup and we kind of break it down. But since we got so much going on, we're going to actually go through it a little bit quicker this week. I would like to throw it to Josh. Josh, this week, you played Cassie. So team name update versus one Tyreek Hill. How did it go?
Well, it was very stressful, actually.
Okay.
I honestly thought Cassie beat me after I looked at her scores on Sunday. I'm stalling here because I'm trying to pull it up on my phone.
Okay.
I don't have notes on
God.
this. I beat Cassie. Sorry, Cassie. Don't tell Kevin; he'll kick my ass.
Do you need a second? Because I can help
do.
you
Stall
out
me.
with that.
Stall me.
Have we congratulated? Have you?
Okay.
So I beat Cassie 125.9 to 116.8. It was very nerve-wracking because I checked my phone every so often on Sunday.
Okay.
And Eric Ebron scored. Tyreek.
I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but I think you've got a really nice ass.
I mean, it was a battle of the tight ends because her tight end scored 25 points.
I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing.
Sorry.
Her tight end scored 25.1, and I scored 26.5.
I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing. I think you've got a really nice ass.
But no, on Sunday, I actually went to sleep thinking, well, I lost to Cassie. There goes another playoff shot, just down the drain. But yeah, Zach Ertz came through in the end and got me 26.5. So thanks, Zach.
Nice job.
Before I don't know if you guys are probably not going to move on just yet, but have we made an official podcast congratulations to Cassie yet?
For
putting up with Kevin.
That and being with child.
No, we have not. I don't think Alex did because I don't think Alex checks the book, and I wasn't on last week. So, congratulations to Cassie and Kevin.
Let the record show Garlic broke the news. Just saying.
Garlic, do you want to finish it? I mean, go.
No, I got nothing. No.
Okay. Yeah, Cassie, congratulations. Happy for you, Kevin and Clark. That's the dog's name, right? Clark.
Any chance Cassie listens to this?
Oh yeah. Cassie
oh really?
Yeah.
No,
She's
nice.
Well, she puts up with it.
Okay, yeah, she puts up with it.
Love it might be strong.
I mean, when she comes on, she's always, her candor has been great, and she's funny and sarcastic, and she likes to throw little jabs in there, like, oh, it's just sweet, innocent Cassie, but she'll like throw a jab in there, and it's fun. It's fun to have Cassie on the podcast for sure. What's up with your quarterback? Was he just on bye? Is that why you had to play Alex Smith, or what's going on?
No,
why did you play Russell?
I went with the matchup.
Okay.
I figured Russell against the Rams would be kind of a struggle because their offensive line is worse than the Vikings.
Okay.
And
which is saying something.
And so I just didn't think he'd be doing much, but he actually learned to run the ball this week, and he got quite a few rushing yards, it looks like. 92 rushing yards.
He did pretty good.
So, yeah, no, he's in my lineup this week. But, hey, it didn't matter because Cassie had an issue with her quarterback as well.
We can definitely get into that in just a few minutes. So we're going to switch over to my matchup. Hide and go F yourself. Ryan Walters played straight out of Hopkins, Katie Herman. Katie put up a very nice showing. She put up 99.8 points. Unfortunately, that wasn't good enough to beat yours truly, who put up 124.8. Drew Brees had a monster game, 28.9. Nick Chubb, 32.9, just absolutely going ham. Devontae Adams had 17.7. Over on Katie's side, she had Baker Mayfield, who had 22.6. CMC, Christian McCaffrey, 31.8. And she also had her tight end, Austin Hooper.
I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but I think you've got a really nice ass.
He had 11.6 points. So, Katie, unfortunately, you did not pull out a victory. Better luck next week. Any thoughts or comments on that matchup?
Nope.
Okay, moving on. We're going to go Jack versus Jay. Jacking it in San Diego versus me, Amii. This one, kind of a fun matchup. Jay pulls it out, 94.7 points to Jack's 76.5 points. Looking over on Jack's side of it, he had Melvin Gordon 22.5. Chargers defense had 10, and Aaron Rodgers had 18.1. Jay, he had George Kittle. I don't know if he scored a touchdown, but he had 8.3 points, so that's pretty decent. We'll give him one of these.
I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but I think you've got a really nice ass.
Jared Goff had 21. Todd Gurley had 22. Congratulations, Jay, on your win. Moving over to Foster versus Tyler. Tyler putting up a very good 117.8 over Foster's 89.9. On Tyler's side, he had Shady McCoy had 23.8 points. Mark Ingram had 22.2 points. Let's hear. He had Julian Edelman put up 10.6, Antonio Brown 15.6. Over on Paul Foster's side, Zeke squad, Ezekiel Elliott had a monstrous 30.7. Juju Smith-Schuster had 16.3. And that's all the notables for those. Moving over to Jordan Walmau. Ryan is a QT versus It Was a Fun Season, Ryan Herman. Jordan absolutely crushed Ryan, 127.2 to 87.4. On Jordan's side of the matchup, he had Blake Bortles at 21.6, Aaron Jones 29.2. Josh, there you go. Odell Beckham, he had 19.3. Over on Ryan's side of the matchup, Alvin Kamara had 22.2, Kenny Golladay 13.8, Anthony Miller 18.2. Ryan, better luck next week. Congratulations, Jordan.
Better luck next season, Ryan.
Yeah, better luck next season.
Or Ryan, if you want to quit the league, I know a guy who wants to get in. Sorry.
No, it's all good. We're moving on to the Williams brothers, for whom Lev Bell trolls Ben Williams versus Hungry, breed of Snickers, Alex Williams. Alex pulled out an upset. He had 94.8 points compared to or against Ben's 82.9 points. Very unlike Ben to have under 100 points in our league, since he's done it pretty much every week this year. Matt Ryan on Ben's side, 20.5. James Conner, 13.3. Brandon Cooks, 16.9. Saquon Barkley with 10. Over on Alex's side, Pat Mahomes, 20.1. Leonard Fournette, 22.9. Glad to see him back out on the field. Kerryon Johnson still just being a beast, 18.9. Keenan Allen shows up, 11.7. That's the Harry Butt Kicker. He had 10 points. Fun fact, I threw this out on Twitter, Garlic. You may have seen it if you follow at VictoriousPOD on Twitter.
Oh, I certainly do.
Ben is the only player in our league history to ever have his only 2 losses on the season be to mediocre podcast hosts.
I did indeed see that on the Twitter sphere.
Okay. So congratulations to Alex for the big upset. He claims, though, in our group chat that it wasn't an upset. The little brother always wins. So thoughts?
Sounds like a pussy excuse to me.
And I believe that pretty much concludes everything that went on in our victorious secret league.
We got
this past
Jax.
week.
We got Jax, right?
Oh, yeah, we got Jax. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
I booed his team name as it was announced.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's right. I was just about to go through yours, but I forgot that you already read yours.
Wow.
So. Yeah. Garlic. And Josh, take it away with what went on in Hidden Oaks universe.
Well, do you just want to cover like the rest of your league first, like the pickups or drops or next week's matchups? Are you gonna do any of that or no?
That comes in a little bit.
All right,
comes next.
Sure.
Actually, in a few segments.
Gotcha.
How many segments we got on this?
We've still got a little ways to go.
Jesus.
Hey, we're doing all right. We're at 43
All right.
minutes.
Hidden Oaks Redraft League.
That's actually, I thought it would be a lot worse than that.
Yeah. Derek beat me 151.1 to 128.2. Congrats, Derek. We don't do player updates because it takes too long.
Yeah, we try and truncate our experience. Garrett beats T. Suck at T. Garrett beats T 158.7 to 118.1. I think that's Garrett's 3rd win of the season. And T, as any loyal listener knows, I picked T and Brad to be the championship this year. So
how'd they do this week? I'll get into that. Nikita beat Brad 103.9 to 102.1. I got a very happy wife after Walter's getting a phone call.
I think Walter's getting a phone call.
After she went to bed on Monday or Sunday night thinking she lost.
Happy life.
And ended up winning because Nelson Aguilar got her the win.
Just a quick question. Since I am a dedicated fan to your guys' podcast, I know that in the beginning of the season, Nikita went a long stretch without getting a win. How many wins is she up to now in this league?
4.
4. Congratulations, Nikita, on turning it around.
She's in the hunt.
She is.
Must be nice.
Good for her. So how long has Nikita been in your guys' league? Is this the first year, second year?
I typed up a league history document at some point.
3rd or 4th year.
Yeah.
Has she ever made the playoffs? I guess is where
every
I'm
year.
Going.
Oh, just last year, it was last year or 2 years ago. Her and
Last
Jamie
year.
are the 2 women in the league that aren't Bradley.
They started off 7-0 or something like that.
Right. They were both like the 1st and 2nd seed. They both had 1st round buys.
Have any females in your guys' league took home the championship?
Jesse did.
Is that I'm assuming,
that's a guy.
Okay.
That's 100% a guy.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh,
that was
good
golden.
time.
Yep. I'm proud of us.
But yeah, no, she usually has a pretty solid team, and she was my dark horse to make the playoffs after she was 1-5 at one point.
Okay.
So she was still my dark horse at that point.
Congratulations, Nikita.
Next matchup, Guard, do you want to talk about your matchup against Nate?
Yeah, I fucking lost to Nate. Last week I was touting a big game of Garlic's to the playoffs confirmed after I won like 2 games in a row. But I ended up losing to Nikita mainly because we didn't take notes on this one. I know she had Aaron.
Nate, by the way.
Oh, excuse me, I lost to Nate. I know he had Aaron Jones, and I know he had a couple other big studs this week. So, I mean, I had some studs myself. I had like the 4th highest score out of 12, so I would have beat plenty of people, but didn't get the win over Nate. So, Garlic to the playoffs is unconfirmed, and I'm likely eliminated.
Willie had the highest score this week, 187.2 to Jordan's 120.1.
So Jordan continues to slide. He went 5-0, and now he's gone 0-5 since. Is that correct? Yep.
I started that.
You beat him, and that was it, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. I talked to Jordan just on the phone yesterday, and he said after that first loss, he stopped caring. So, so good for you, I guess. Last matchup of the week, Jamie beats down her future husband, Hammer, 128.9 to 83.1. Should probably call the cops with the domestic on that one. That's almost a 50-point swing there. So, sorry, Hammer. Way to let the wife win, but
she abused him. Holy hell!
Right, no doubt.
Next week matchups, we have Josh versus Nikita. Another.
Are you guys sleeping in separate
both.
bedrooms this weekend?
Not just this weekend.
Okay.
We have Derek versus Garrett. Derek's 7-3 versus Garrett's 3-7. Nate versus Brad. Nate's 4-6. Brad's 6-4.
Playoff implications there.
Willie's 7-3 going up against Gar's 3-7. Doesn't matter. Bench your team, Willie. Jamie is playing Jordan.
Is he
playoff
the guy
implications,
who? I'm sorry, I don't mean to
4-6.
interrupt.
Jordan's
You're good.
5-5.
Is he the guy who acquired the team? Like,
No, this is our redraft league.
Okay,
No,
this is your
that's in the
redraft.
Dynasty
Okay.
League. Yeah.
T going up against Hammer. Some playoff implications here. T 6-4. Hammer's 4-6.
Pretty much all of these are playoff implication games except for Garrett versus Derek and me versus Willie.
Yeah.
The 2 3-7s versus the 2 of the 7-3s.
Yep.
Sad day.
Yep. And our standings right now, since we go in this order, is
Yeah, we just finished the league.
yeah, we just
so.
do the league so then we can have the timestamps easier.
sweet.
I'm in first, 7-3. Woo. Willie's second, 7-3. Derek's third, 7-3. T, Brad, 6-4. Jordan's 5-5, hanging on to that last playoff spot. Hammer, Nikita, and Nate and Jamie are battling it out at 4-6, and then Garrett and Garlic are likely out at 3-7.
Dude, I was just in 9th last week, and now I'm back down to 12th.
You're bad.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Are we all done with all of your guys'?
This is the redraft league.
Okay.
Oh.
So you guys have your
Yeah.
your
You want to do that?
Dynasty?
Start that one off. I've talked too much.
Sure. So in our Hidden Oaks Dynasty League, Josh beat T 236.75, 236.75 to T's 148.25.
Do you guys keep like stats or anything like that? Like we have like a short league history that we do that we try and keep track of highest score ever.
Mm-hmm.
Is Josh the reigning champion of highest score ever?
I want to say I'm 98.7% confident that is the highest score ever. We don't have a history from the last 2 years, or not that much, but I want to almost confirm that 230,
That is the highest.
236.
Okay.
And this year's only 3 leagues old, so that's pretty impressive. Do you just want me to do all these, Josh, since you've talked too much? Or
Yeah. No, I hate my voice.
Okay. Jalen beats Hammer 155.15 to Hammer Sets 88.5. Derek beats Kevin 124.7 to Kevin's 120.5. So Kevin almost got another win this year, although he shouldn't have. I'm glad he lost. Connor almost breaks the 200 club this week, 199.6 to Nate's 128.8. And then Willie beats Garrett and I 137.9 to 120.4. Some idiots traded away Zach Ertz, and we would have won if we played Zach Ertz. But, we didn't play Zach Ertz, and we lost, so we're done.
Yeah. Next week's matchup, Josh versus Jalen, 6-4 versus Jalen, 7-3. Hammer, 3-7 versus Kevin, 1-9. So much fun. Derek, 7-3 versus Connor, 6-4. Some seeding opportunity there. Willie, 6-4 versus T's, 4-6. And then the Gars, 3-7 versus Nate, 7-3.
Nate, I lost you last week. I won't do it again. Moving on to the standings. Again, we have 3 players at 7-3. Jalen currently is on top of the league.
Barf.
Then it's Derek, and then it's Nate. Josh, I'm calling it right now. You're going to lose to Jalen in the playoffs.
I already know it.
I know. And then Connor and Josh are 6-4, along with Willie, who is also 6-4. That's the playoff picture right there. Those are the top 6. T is 2 games back, currently in 7th at 4-6. So T definitely has an uphill battle if he wants to sneak into a wild card position. And then Garrett and I are 3-7, along with Hammerset. So Jesse sucks, and Hammer just can't manage that garbage fire of a team. No fault of Hammer's. And then Kevin is 1-9, going for that first round pick, or the first overall pick.
Woo!
Are you having fun yet, Walters? Listening to our leagues?
I love.
We'll go
every
through
bit of this.
butt sweat and beers pretty quick.
Yeah,
Yep.
butt sweat. Let's go.
This one's for you, Eric. So I'm sorry I didn't post on Facebook, so I couldn't feature you more.
Yeah.
But our lovely commissioner.
We kicked ass again, 152 to 116.6. Suck it, balls. Jonos Burdens beat 0 Girlies, 0 Cups, 113.8 to 66.6.
That's
Satan
the devil.
worshiper.
I was just going to say that.
Dalton Abbey, 142 to Cock Knox, 126. Erect
I'm
Dicker.
such a child.
Erect Dicker, 116, beat Victorious Secret, 68.
That's the newest league member, right?
Yep. He took over for a team that quit because no one wanted to trade a quarterback for him.
Okay.
Taysom Hill was on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
Pick him up. I did. TD, touchdown my pants, 110.6 to 102.6 over Alex Smith first round. And then Just Bears fan, 113.6 to Futbuckers, 102.
Fantastic team name.
Mm-hmm. So matchups for next week, Hidden Oaks, we play Dalton Abbey, 9-1 versus 7-3, so pretty much both playoff locks, but there's definitely some seeding implications there. Jonos Burton's fighting for the life against TD My Pants. The other 9-1 team, Jonos, please spoil them so Josh and I could be on top of the league alone. Cock Knockers plays Alex Smith first round. Alex Smith first round might be able to sneak in there, currently 5-5. Cock Knockers is probably out. Erect Dicker, 3-7, playing Futbuckers. They're both negative, so I mean Futbuckers got the better chance. So they're praying for a win this week. Emotional Bears fan versus Balls. What is that? Is that Check My Balls? Yeah, that's our commissioner. They're both 7-3, so again, seeding implications on that one. And then the least interesting matchup of the week, we have the 1-9 Victoria's Secret playing 0 Girlies 0 Cup at 0-10. So they're both playing for the first overall pick next year, I guess.
Oh my God.
Standings right now, TD My Pants currently has a 7-point lead in points for at 9-1 against us, Hidden Oaks at 9-1. Check My Balls, 7-3. Bears fan, Dalton Abbey, both at 7-3. Alex Smith and Jonos Burton's 5-5. Jonos Burton's just on the outside of the playoff picture.
Need more points, bro.
Futbuckers, 4-6. Cock Knocker and Erect Dick, 3-7. Kind of interesting how those team names line up with their seeding.
That's true.
Victoria's Secret taking over that garbage fire, 1-9, and then 0 Girlies 0 Cup, whose team name, in case you haven't heard, is actually 2 Girlies 1 Cup on the league, but we refuse to acknowledge that because he doesn't have either player.
Yep.
0 Girlies 0 Cup is 0-10.
Right on.
Right where they belong.
Is that all of the
Yes,
updates?
we're finally done.
Yeah,
That is-
thanks for listening, Cassie or Alex or whoever didn't skip through that segment.
Thanks, Jack.
Yeah. No, I think it's actually really awesome that you guys have 3 leagues that you guys can talk about in one podcast. So that just shows you how dedicated you guys are to fantasy football. I just want to go through real quick. Each week we like to throw out props and we like to throw out a few heckles. I know. I'm out of beer.
All your beers are empty, Josh. You drank them 2 minutes each.
I can go get you some here.
No, I have to drive.
Okay. So if you score over 100 points in our standard league, we will give you props. If you scored less than 60 points, we will heckle you.
You guys got to increase those numbers.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing at least a 10-point increase.
I'll contribute another foot long to get those numbers up. I will sponsor the increase of the prop number.
Josh, highest score of the week.
False. Jordan, highest scorer of the week.
Oh, you're just gonna rip apart. You're in his home right now, and you're just gonna tear his dick
he's
off
actually
like
right. I'm looking at it here. Jordan did have. See, when I write down my names, I did it Monday night, and the matchups have not finished yet, and Jordan was currently.
Oh, rookie move.
Yep, I did not go back and have a chance to change them. So, Jordan, congratulations on the most points for the week. I cannot wait to see what pinup you put up. I'm sure it will have a lot to do with the top half of the female body. Team name update comes in second place with 125 points, and then play hide and go fuck yourself. 124 points. Tyler, team suspension, 117. And then one Tyreek Hill, Cassie, 116.8. Props to all of you guys for scoring over 100 points this week.
Hold on. I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind. I'm so sorry. I had something to say for interrupting, and I don't remember.
Do this on your own time.
It was going to be good.
Josh is waiting to get out of here.
Yeah, fuck Josh. Speaking of fuck, I was going to say, Walters, don't you usually not swear in your podcast? I've heard you throw a few out this week.
Let's just say with all the team names that we've been talking about and the plethora of swearing that comes from your direction, which is absolutely fine, I figured, well, it's there. And to be honest, I swear like a sailor at work. So
sure.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an explicit version of the Victorious pod.
Yes, I'm going to have to put a little E inside of parentheses for that. We are going to get into my absolute favorite segment, Plaxently Shot Themselves.
Hi, I'm Plaxico Burress, wide receiver for the New York Giants, and I have a very important message for all you little boys and girls out there. Don't mess with handguns, because accidents do happen. Hi, I'm Plaxico Burress of the New York Giants. If you must carry a gun, make sure the safety is always on. Because this is one safety you just don't want to do. You want to be in the... You're supposed to unload that motherfucker.
Calm down.
It's like a fucking... you little bitch. Hi, I'm Plaxico. Hi, I'm Plaxico. You see a gun, you leave that motherfucker alone, all right? You go get an adult, you get a... Oh shit, dude got shot. Yo, I'm out of here, man. That motherfucker possessed. I'm just trying to help the kids, though. I'm just trying to help the kids.
Do you have a question? Your hand was up.
My hand was up. So, for those who don't know, and I'm sure everybody knows because Josh calls it Stinker Tinkers in his and Garlic's podcast, Plaxently Shot Yourself is if you benched players that would have gotten you the win, no matter how good or how bad they are, it doesn't matter. If you had players on your bench that would have gotten you the win, you Plaxently shot yourself. Cassie, finally finding Plaxico's gun. She played Tom Brady. She should have played Ben Roethlisberger. If she would have played Big Ben, Cassie would have scored an additional 25 points, and she would have gotten the win. Cassie, better luck next week. In the group chat, Garlic, since you are not privy to this information,
I'm not.
I told Foster that he is going to need to absolutely check out the Plaxently Shot Yourself segment this week. And Josh piped in and said, but he didn't shoot himself. And you're right. Foster did not Plaxently shoot himself. If you have been listening all year, you will have known that Foster... What the hell? I'm sorry about that. Foster, you are no longer on top of the leaderboard. Ryan Herman this week played Ryan Fitzpatrick and Cooper Kupp, and sitting on his bench, he had Mitchell Trubisky and Allen Robinson. If Ryan would have played Allen Robinson and Mitchell Trubisky, he would have scored an additional 43. I don't know what the hell my phone's doing, so I'm just shutting it off. He would have scored an additional 43.7 points and would have gotten him a massive win over Jordan. So Ryan now is on top of the leaderboard at 54.3 points that he could have scored if he would have played the right players. So Ryan, if you're listening, which you're not, if you go to Alex and say, Alex, you owe me $5, he will pay you $5. But you're not listening.
I have a question. I thought that this was just one person.
What do you mean? Oh, no.
See, I got yelled at earlier in the year for this exact
Well, it's
thing.
one person only, Garlic.
Sorry, sir.
No, it doesn't matter. You have players sitting on your bench. No.
Poor Foster can't even lose well. He's not even the best loser anymore.
He can accidentally shoot himself in the foot this week if he wants to.
Do you play him?
No, I do not.
Oh.
I do not. He's only 3 points back.
It's true.
From Ryan. So, Foster, you're no longer getting $5. I'm sorry, but that's accidentally shot yourself.
Pew, 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 pew. Always make sure the safety is always on.
Correct.
Dude, I love listening to that every single week. I always tell myself to look up the YouTube clip or whatever it is. I assume it's a sketch comedy, but I never have looked it up. I'm gonna stall for Walters while he does something.
Like my phone, for some reason, wants to just play random stuff. I don't understand why it just.
If it makes you feel better, I'm not hearing random stuff played from your phone. So
really,
yeah,
it's not coming through your headphones at all.
Nope, 0%.
What are you hearing?
Yeah,
is
like,
the demon?
It might be.
A little schizophrenia, maybe?
I have no idea. No clue whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not hearing any of that.
Is it?
No, I'm hearing nothing right now. I'm not even
literally, somebody said it really hard, just like literally through my phone. I have no idea what's going on.
You have been possessed.
What are you like? I see Josh smiling over there, and I'm like, there's no.
That's because I'm in your basement as you're having a complete breakdown.
Right.
Like of all days. It's the second time in Walter's house.
We're watching that manic event that's been stewing in you for the past 30 years.
Oh my god.
I know, because I don't know that. That's what I'm saying.
I heard that.
That's literally what's going on in my head right now. I have no idea. I literally no idea what's going on. You didn't hear you're not hearing just random people talking.
This is insane.
All right, I need dinner here within the next half hour, so we got to wrap this up.
We're going to go into standings real quick. So Ben is at the top of the standings, followed by Tyler, Alex, Jordan, Jay, Josh.
Woo!
Josh is in the playoff hunt right now. He's actually in the playoffs if the playoffs were to
Here's a
end
hot
today.
take. Josh does not end up in the playoffs.
Commissioner Tyler, can we make a change to the league where the playoffs start this week?
No.
Absolutely not.
Also, Walters, when I predicted your team would not win the championship this year, I see you there at 9th. So I'm pretty sure
in
that's
the
going to
playoff hunt.
Okay, congratulations at 9th.
Excuse me. At least I'm not in last fucking place.
I'm in 8 leagues. I'm in last place in only 1 league.
Yeah, and second to last in 7. Jeez, Walters.
Yeah, show some respect.
I'm sorry.
That's going to be $10 coming my way. You better believe I'll collect.
Okay, that's fine. I totally get it. With our standings, actually, Josh has it in here. I hate my headphones right now. I don't know what's going on. All of our teams are bunched up. So even if you're sitting in 9th place right now at 4 and 6, it doesn't matter. You can still make the playoffs. You have to win out. Like there is no room for any error up to this point. If you get to 7 wins in our league, you can absolutely make the playoffs.
So when Tyler eliminates you, what are you going to do with the rest of the season?
I'm still going to try. I mean,
all right.
Play spoiler.
Yeah. Try and play spoiler. That's pretty much what I'm going to try and do. So it's got to be you over there, dude.
I literally, there's only a cord in my hand and I'm looking at your document.
Okay. Cool.
Well, how would I be playing a thing through your phone?
Oh, you know what it is?
I don't. What?
The porn?
No. So I have my wireless Turtle Beach headphones on right now.
Yep.
Okay. They are for my Xbox One.
Correct.
My USB dongle is plugged in.
What?
The USB dongle. They call it a dongle.
Can you say that?
So can you abbreviate that for me?
USB dongle?
No, he's looking for dong. Yeah,
Okay.
he's looking for your dong.
Your dong
So
is
the
doing
little
what?
thumb drive, the little thumb drive that gets plugged into the USB port on your Xbox,
Yep.
so that you can have wireless sound go to your headphones. I'm realizing that my fiance and her friend are upstairs right now watching TV on my Xbox. So the random things that I'm hearing come through my headphones are literally coming from my Xbox.
So Garlic's next question is your fiance's friend single?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Did I read?
Well, let's find out. No, I wasn't thinking that, but thank you for looking out, Josh.
Yeah.
Only 24 years single. We'll get there.
So with main one thing that I wanted to talk about now that I can get back on track with what's going on in my head.
When you stop watching Netflix mid-pod, show some respect,
I'm not
Walters.
crazy. Let's talk about the playoff hunt, since we were talking about the playoffs. There are two teams in the Victorious POD who have clinched, and that is Tyler and Ben. They have 8 wins. They're going to make the playoffs no matter what, even if they lose out the rest of the season. There are 8 teams battling for 4 playoff spots. That would be Alex, Jordan, Jay, Josh, Jack, Foster, myself, and Cassie.
I see you put that in alphabetical order. Good job.
I also see
it is not in alphabetical order.
Those top 2 teams are clinched. You would say those other 8 teams that are battling are clenched. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. Dun-dun.
Okay. So I just wanted to go through real quick. Alex, I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about Alex. Jordan.
Fuck you, Alex.
In my opinion, just looking at this without having to crunch any numbers or anything, your schedule leading up to the playoffs is Ben, Tyler, Katie. And that, out of all the 8 people that I just listed, you have the toughest road to the playoffs as we speak.
Poor Al.
Jay, you play Katie, Ben, and Jack. And in my opinion, that is the easiest schedule leading up to the playoffs.
It had 2 of the same 3 people as the last list.
Yeah.
Okay. Just confirming.
No, it didn't. It only had 1.
No, I can count.
It was Ben
There's
and Katie.
2. Ben, Tyler, Katie, Ben, Jack.
Oh, it's just because I think Tyler is way better than what Jack is.
Okay.
I mean, you have the top 2 teams in the league. If you have to play the top 2 teams in the league to finish out the season to make the playoffs, I think to me that gives you statistically, just off the top of my head without crunching any numbers, statistically most likely the hardest.
I can see that.
Path to the playoffs. But next week, when Al and I are back on the airwaves and you guys don't have to deal with my bullshit, what's
Your
going on?
Netflix?
Yeah.
Yep.
We will try and break this down a little bit further.
And that concludes Team Name Update.
Yay! All right. Do you guys...
That's me trying to move it along.
Okay. You don't have stinker tinkers that you want to go through?
No.
You didn't take any notes on it.
I did, but...
Oh, did you?
We had very minimal. Whoever had Ebron, play him next week.
In whatever league. In all your leagues.
I think the only stinker tinkers we had were people who benched Ebron.
Ooh, poor Al. I know Al has been talking about Ebron all year because I'm a loyal listener of the Victorious Pod.
John Ross would have gotten some tie. LaFell over Jordy. Yep, nope, that's about it.
Walters, I want to ask your opinion on something real quick. So it's fair to say that Mr. Alex Williams has been having some tight end troubles this year. Is that fair to say?
He does not have a nice tight end.
How do you think Alex would feel about playing in a league that did not have an exclusive tight end position?
I cannot speak for Alex Williams.
How do you feel about not having a tight end position in the league?
Instead, having 3 wide receiver tight end combos.
I would say, and for the
How would
record,
you say about this change being made without anybody being notified?
That would be bullshit.
Oh, well, that was not the question at hand
being
first.
said,
I believe I asked that question.
I love you both, and I'm not going to get in the middle of your little lovers feud or whatever.
In theory.
Tight end position needs to be part of a fantasy lineup.
All right.
It is an important part of an offense. It makes a complete offense. You need the tight end.
I mean, in my system, you can play 3 tight ends if you want. But anyways, move on.
Okay. Week 11, we're going to talk about pickups real quick. Naheem Hines went for $20 to this guy. Jack tried to bid on him. He bid $0, did not get him. Jordan,
Wait. Are we just going to skate over the fact you spent $20 on Naheem Hines and the next highest bid was 0?
So we can get into this real quick when we go over my matchups. If you look at my running backs this week, my starting running backs that I played last week were Nick Chubb and Sony Michel. Quick, what is the problem with trying to play Nick Chubb and Sony Michel this week?
They're both on a bye.
Correct, Mundo!
Ding, ding.
I'll sell you Wendell Tiny Dick for...
Wendell Tiny Dick.
Absolutely not. So yes, I wanted to make sure that I could get a running back that I most likely is not necessarily start worthy, but I need him in a pinch, and he was, in my opinion, the best available running back on the waiver wire, so I bid lots of money on him. So any other comments on $20 on Naheem Hines?
Nope.
Okay. Jordan, he spent $15 on Josh Reynolds. Josh, you have anything you want to say about that?
Love that name. Just the first one. I mean, it's a solid pickup. Cooper Kupp's on IR.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I still think that Robert Woods is going to be the moneymaker out of that offense now, though.
I mean, Brandon Cooks is still on that team. Gerald Everett stepped it up. They have this running back. Have you heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Mrs.
I also
Mrs.
have
Gurley?
extra voices in my head right now.
I can hear that.
I think
too
I
now.
heard that one. Yeah.
I'm going to real quickly go over something and then run upstairs. But I spent $11 on the Cardinals defense, which actually, even though it's a lot of money, Jordan spent $6, Cassie spent $5, and Alex spent $3. Those were all unsuccessful. Jordan spent $10 on Chris Godwin. Justin Tucker, $7 went to yours truly as well. Unsuccessful bids were Tyler at $5, Jack at $1. Cassie picked up Chris Boswell for $5. Alex picked up the Titans defense for $5. Tyler picked up Rashad Penny for $4. Jack tried to pick him up, did not get it. $2 for Jack. Foster tried bidding $0 on Rashad Penny, but was also unsuccessful. Foster did, however, pick up Ryan Suckup for $0. Jack also tried to bid on him for $0, but was unsuccessful. Jack picked up Rex Burkhead and Dak Prescott for $0.
Wow! That's a low price!
Ooh, all right.
Sorry about that. We're not gonna do that again. And then Tyler picked up the Broncos defense for $0.
I'm sorry, did you say something about a low price?
It looks like Jack's trying to revamp his entire team. He had 6 bids on players this week.
It's crazy. That guy loves the waiver wire. I was gonna ask you. I, for some reason, blanked out on listening to the second half of the podcast last week. I'm a terrible host.
What?
And, yeah. Did Foster go through all of his money?
Is he bankrupt? I have no
I
idea.
have no idea.
I'm not
I
in your
need
league.
to look, and I can look that up real quick and see if Foster is in fact bankrupt, because I know that he spent $0 on a lot of players. So let's see.
He just threw up bids to throw him out.
Yeah, I think so. But let's see here.
Do 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 do.
Okay, so for those who were able to stick through that, Foster still has $1. So nobody is currently bankrupt yet. So
Hell yeah, Foster! You saved that last dollar all season just so they don't get to roast you in their little segment.
okay, we're going into our final and last segment, and Josh just couldn't be happier.
Josh,
than
we're
that.
honestly only at like 75 minutes, an hour 15
I'm
right
jumping
now.
for joy.
That being said,
You know, I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but I'm really going to miss you guys when the show's over.
it's been a fantastic pod.
We should do this every week.
You think so?
No.
No.
We actually have a table that I built in our basement.
Yeah, no. I mean, no offense to you, Walters. there's just a lot going on. This
No, yeah, it's
We're going
probably
over
way
4
too much.
fantasy leagues. Oof.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Now, maybe if garlic was implemented in this one,
Yeah, which I'm campaigning for. We can talk about that at a later time and date. Quit Ryan Herman.
Let's just get into our matchup previews.
Or Josh could have kept me on or took me on as a co-owner, but he didn't. Sorry, matchup previews.
This week, Josh, who are you playing?
I'm playing Jack.
You're playing Jack.
Both of us at 5-5.
Big game. America's matchup of the week.
It is.
Not even close. I'm just kidding.
Beg to differ here.
Okay. 5-5 matchup, playoff implications. Absolutely.
I think I'm beating him by like 6 points for, which is why I'm in the playoffs and he's out. So, yeah.
As of right now, ESPN has you as a 3.5 point favorite.
Ooh.
So I lost.
I don't know about that.
I'm going to lose.
How do you feel about Jack trading his tight end for Ryan's tight end?
I don't know.
What was it again? Graham for
Gronk.
Who got Gronk?
I mean, he's a huge Gronk fan. I know that.
Jack got Gronk.
Gronk is a nobody. Gronk might be significant week 17, week 16, week 17, like when he's in the championship, but otherwise that's a risky trade in my opinion.
He hasn't done much all year, and he's vamping on him making a comeback, which, you know, if it's any week, it's the week to play Josh.
It's a high risk, high reward situation.
No, Gronk's not going to go off any week this week, guaranteed.
Well,
Isn't
I mean,
Gronk not
he's not
playing?
going to get negative points. I know he's on a bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm actually going to pick Josh on this one. I think your.
Oh, I'm 5-6. Thank you, Walters.
I love the fact that you're still riding Marquez Valdez-Scantling all the way to the bank.
Dude, he's gonna put up at least 15.
You think so?
Oh, calling it now.
What about St. Brown?
Who?
You know that in our league he hasn't scored over 13 points yet, right?
He's gonna put up 15.
Okay. All right.
Ooh.
Okay.
He's gonna put up
Garlic,
1.5.
I know you can't really look at this. Just off the top of your head,
Certainly
do you want Josh or Jack to win?
I'll take Jack just because fuck Josh.
Okay.
Saw that one coming.
I'm going to talk about my matchup real quick.
I feel so dirty picking Jack. I go back and take Josh.
Play hide and go F yourself versus team suspension Tyler Herman. Right now, surprisingly, with the horseshit running backs that I have in Latavius Murray and Naheem Hines, fantasy-wise, they're actually amazing NFL players, and I would never, ever be anywhere near as good as them. I'm only a 4.5-point underdog against Tyler.
Ladies?
Yeah, what's up? Tyler's projected 90.2 to my 85.7. On ESPN here, they think that Tyler has the advantage at quarterback, both running backs, and the kicker. So,
Walters, I don't know if you covered it already or not. I apologize for not paying attention. Did you officially drop Le'Veon Bell in this?
Correct.
Okay.
I dropped him outright last night.
Perfect. Just curious.
So yeah, I'm hoping a big game from my wide receivers and Drew Brees, and I'm thinking my tight end Evan Ingram might be able to do something since it's against Tampa Bay this week. So
likely.
Garlic, who do you want to win and not why?
I can see the records here. I'll pick Tyler just because he's 8-2.
Okay.
And I got $10 right on you not making the championship or whatever, so I'll bet against that for sure.
Okay. Josh?
So we've got Cassie 4-6 going up against Ryan's 1-9.
Are you not going to pick between Walters and? That's what he's asking you to do.
Oh no, I'm going to pick Tyler because if Walters wins, he has a better chance of beating me in the playoffs.
Oh, all right.
Josh, yeah.
No selfish reasoning there.
No, yeah, it's really not.
Cassie 4-6 going up against Ryan's 1-9. Right now, Cassie is projected 91 to Ryan's 74, but Ryan has two players who are currently on bye in his roster. Doesn't look like he's made any pickups yet for defense or kicker.
You'll do it Sunday morning.
No, he will. And so right now, I'm going to have to go with
Cassie. It's got to be Cassie.
No.
You're going to pick Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but I think unicorns are kick-ass.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's nonsense.
I'm going with Ryan.
Okay, all right. I think Cassie's gonna blow him out. That's just my opinion.
All right.
I'll pick Cassie just because I'm rooting against Ryan. If he loses enough, maybe he'll quit the league and I can join the league.
I mean, oh, well. All right.
Beat that drum louder, Garlic. Why don't you? Zeke Squad, Paul Foster versus Hungry Breed of Snickers, Alex Williams. Right now, Alex is projected 102.5, and Foster is projected 107.2. So Foster, the 4.5-point favorite right now. I'm going to looking through both lineups. Holy hell, this is going to be a tough one to pick. I'm actually going to go with Foster. I think Foster's going to do it. Just for some reason, I don't know why. I think Leonard Fournette's going to come back down to earth. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I have. So I'm not sure. I don't think the Vikings defense this week, I think that they can be shut down, but I don't think they are going to have double-digit points when it comes to fantasy. So that's just my take. But yeah, so I'm picking Alex. Josh, what do you think?
I didn't listen. Alex.
Okay, you're picking Alex. Do you want to do...
Yeah, Ben versus Jordan?
Yeah, sure.
So we've got Ben, Cutie Pie 1, versus Jordan, Cutie Pie 1.1. 8-2 versus Jordan 6-4. Right now, ESPN has Jordan as a 3-point underdog, 2.9 if you want to be technical. But he doesn't have a defense in right now. Ben also has Randall Cobb, who's not playing tomorrow. So I mean, obviously they can update between now and then. Obviously, two decent scoring teams. I'm going to go with Ben. Surprise.
I'm gonna go with Ben as well. It's hard for me to pick against Ben, who's just been a giant this year. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm going Ben.
I want to pick Jordan, but not even Jordan would pick Jordan, so I'll pick Ben as well.
Okay. Moving on to our last and final matchup.
Katie.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm just kidding.
We got Katie versus Jay. Katie is projected 83.9 to Jay's 101.9. Massive favorite for Jay right now. Katie just having a down year this year. She's been fantasy relevant ever since she's come into the league, and I have a lot of respect for her, but I'm going to be picking Jay in this matchup. I think his team is absolutely crazy. Although I'm not liking the Doug Martin play this week that Josh is putting in. That is garbage. I'm sure that's just due to...
That's Jay, not Josh.
Oh, did I say Josh?
You did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I sometimes do that. I'm sorry, Josh.
Can I go home yet?
Yeah, we can go. I just need to know what the name of the song was that you wanted outro.
Well,
No, I picked Katie.
Hold on. I mean, we can record this later if you want to edit it at any point, but I never read Eric's email, and I owe it to this man, Mr. Eric Landvik.
Oh, God. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so loyal listener to the podcast for no good reason other than the kindness of his heart, Eric Landvik.
He's not even in the league. Oh, the Duck song?
Okay.
The Duck, that is correct. So anyways, Eric Szymanski writes us October 25th. So this was a little bit ago, and I've missed it multiple times. I apologize, Eric. We took an unexpected bye week last week. So Eric writes, appreciate the shout out on the show this week. My dad has a theory about the Packers and the Brewers could not have success in the same year. The Brewers got bounced in the MLB playoffs. Also, the Badgers are out of the CFP. Does this leave room for the Packers to succeed this season and make the playoffs despite the tough schedule? Josh?
See.
Walters, any thoughts on the Packers finishing the season?
Packers are going to come up short. I mean, I'm not just saying this from a Vikings fan standpoint. I think with how the Bears have really come out of nowhere. I mean, everybody, if going into the season, if you were listening to any of the national media, any of the writers, even in Chicago, they were saying that the battle of the NFC North is going to be between the Vikings and the Packers, and the Bears are just going to be lowly in their division because nobody saw the train wreck that Detroit is going to be this year. That being said, it's going to be a shootout between Minnesota and Chicago, and what PA echoes, week 17.
Oh, PA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was just going to say, so Eric, also to the kindness of his heart, wrote to us on Facebook today. I asked him if he had any thoughts. Lockup said studs. He says, I've been out of the fantasy football game for a while, so I will stick to the game picks. I did not influence this anyway. He says, I will take the Packers as an upset on the road and the Saints as a lock over the Eagles. So Eric and I had the exact same lock and upset picks. And then he also prodded the question, who's likely to win the NFC North? So that leads into the discussion you guys were just having. Continue.
Week 17, Vikings versus Bears is going to be for the taking. I honestly believe so.
Will we get flexed to Sunday night again?
Well, you heard it here, folks. Packers are going to win the division.
Yes, it is the running joke that whatever Walters says about football, the opposite is going to happen because Walters does not watch football and Walters is just an idiot.
Walters, I think you're beautiful.
Well, thank you. That doesn't mean I'm not an idiot.
Well, I didn't want to go there, but since you said it.
We would like to thank you for hanging out with us for the last hour and 20 some odd minutes. I know Josh over there is about ready to start foaming at the mouth.
Just let him cry. He's a big baby.
I'd like to thank Josh and Garlic, and I'd like to thank the Hidden Oaks listeners for putting up with our garbage for the last hour and 20 minutes. I'd like to thank the Pod Squad, the Victorious POD, the Victorious Secret Fantasy Football League members who do listen. Thank you for listening to us. We will catch you next week on what will hopefully be less of a shit show. But yeah, thank you very much, and let's go. Open with YouTube.
Let's go.
Tell me the duck story.
Eric, I love you.
A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said,
I've heard this.
I don't know if you ever heard Walters, but this used to be like I'm sure you know what ringback tones are, where if you're calling someone, you instead of ringing a ringtone, you can hear whatever song is playing while it's ringing. The duck song used to be my ringback tone when Josh would call me, so he would hear the song every time he called me.
I would call him like 8 times a day.
Josh called me. Well, I mean, yeah, Josh calls me a lot. So.
Shit, I wanted to say on the podcast this week that the PGA has contacted us and wants us to stop saying that the pro golfer Dustin Johnson is on our podcast. I fucking forgot.
I mean, we can record it like post song. You can just edit it in.
It don't matter. It's gonna be at the end of this anyway.
Okay.
Everything that we're saying here is gonna be on the pod. So.
Hell yeah.
And bye.
Till the very next day, when the doc walked up to the lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand, hey, got any grapes? The man said, look, this is getting old. I mean, lemonade's all we've ever sold. Why not give it a go? The duck said, how about no?